Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and welcome back to another review for October. Again, so we're doing this dark lighting for October Halloween season. And wanted to do my last revisiting before I get to some newer stuff. In fact, it will be a horror film franchise, which I have not reviewed yet. Because I reviewed a lot of horror franchises, Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Chainsaw Massacre, Leprechaun, Exorcist, Psycho, Phantasm. I've reviewed a lot of horror film franchises, even more so than what I've listed. But it'll be one that I've never done before, so that'll be. I'll start that in a few days. But again, before that, I wanted to revisit this film, Deep Rising, from 1998. Sadly, it came out like January of 1998 and bombed badly because it was a shitty time to release that film. There's been a lot of films released in January that I've enjoyed that met that fate. I mean, The Relic, I believe that was January. That's one I enjoyed. Metro with Eddie Murphy, I think that's a very underrated one. Even Rambo 4 honestly did not do that well. I know people say it did well, but if you look at the box office numbers, just look at the US alone, it didn't make that much money, honestly, in the US. Maybe a chunk of change in foreign, but you look at Rambo 4 in the US, didn't make that much money compared to a lot of other stuff. So this got the January dumpy month. It didn't deserve it. I know in the trivia, I not at least the trivia on IMDb, it says that Harrison Ford was offered the lead role. He turned it down. I don't know if that's IMDb bullshit or not, but I would not be surprised that if Harrison Ford had starred in it, I'm sure the studio would have given him more promotion, more of a chance, not a January release. Because I guess they were not really. I would not be surprised if they were. Oh, really? Treat Williams, not Harrison Ford? But hey, Harrison Ford in '97, which this would have been made. Well, what was '98? Probably 6 Days, 7 Nights. That came out in '98. I liked that film with Harrison Ford. And this is my favorite role from Treat Williams. I liked the film Dead Heat. He was really good in the substitute sequels. But Treat Williams, this is my favorite role of his. He did a great job. It's directed by Stephen Sommers. Honestly, his best film. Easily his best film. He would go on to direct The Mummy, The Mummy Returns, G.I. Joe, the first one, Van Helsing. And yeah, you look at those. I liked The Mummy, but yeah, he doesn't have a great track record. G.I. Joe, especially, I think that's his worst one. The first one. This was a big budget monster movie, which you don't see nowadays. I mean, think about it. Do you really see a lot of R rated, big budget monster movies that come out into theaters? This had a 40-some million dollar budget, and the budget was on screen. I think the CGI works for the time, 1998, which, if you think about it, that's. Jesus, that's almost 30 years ago. I mean, technically, it's 28 years ago. So 28 years ago, the CGI for the creatures, I think, worked fine for the movie. And I've seen CGI worse shit nowadays. Batman v Superman, Doomsday, Shit Day, Fuck Day, Zod's Day. That CGI sucks ass. And I prefer this CG to that. Shit in Sci-Fi Channel movies. Shit in fucking other movies that come out in the theaters. I can deal with this CGI because it looks as good, or to me, it actually looks better. And that's not nostalgia goggles on. There's been some CGI that looks better nowadays than back then, but not all of them. If you think all of them do, maybe you're the one with the goggles. Sorry, I know that's mean, but I'm just Getting ahead of some people getting pissed at me for saying that. But this film has a good sense of humor, has a good chunk of action, has practical, real explosions, especially when the big ship explodes at the end. Really like the way that was done. The great jet ski sequence where it's Treat Williams and Famke Janssen going through all this cruise liner, the insides of it being chased, shooting a shotgun at opening doors and shooting at the creature and going out as the thing explodes. Really exciting finale. Before that, there's a sequence of Treat Williams and Famke Janssen right in the middle of the set, and actual real giant things are being thrown around on the set. Like entire pieces of the set are sliding. So it's a good balance of actual real stuff. Nowadays, it'd be 100% CGI. For most films nowadays, I should say. But Treat Williams, I always thought he had a charm to him. He had a, what you would call roguish charm. I guess he would. I guess maybe that's why they wanted Harrison Ford, because he kind of reminds you a little bit of Han Solo in the first Star Wars. Well, what did Han Solo do in the first Star Wars film? And for a price, he'll get you from here to there. Except instead of a spaceship, it's a boat. But so Treat Williams sort of does his Han Solo. If Treat Williams was Han Solo, this is what it would be like. And I thought Treat Williams did a great job. He's a driver of the boat. His buddy's named Pantucci. He's played by Kevin J. O'Connor. He's been in a few films, some by Stephen Sommers, like The Mummy. He was also in Lord of Illusions, which he played a bit more of a serious role in that. And Treat Williams and Kevin J. O'Connor, they have a good back and forth, where like some of the stuff on the boat's not working, and he's smacking, and Kevin J. O'Connor's on the radio. Are you hitting that thing again? No. And they're taking this group, which you find out are mercenaries, hired. But the mercenaries, you have a lot of recognizable people. You have Wes Studi, who is in Mystery Men. He was Sagat in the Van Damme Street Fighter movie. He's a recognizable face. You have, what was his name? Trevor Goddard, I believe is his name. The guy who played Kano in the first Mortal Kombat movie. You have Cliff Robertson. No, not Cliff Robertson. Curtis Robert? God, Cliff Curtis? Maybe I'm thinking of Cliff Curtis. I should have had this. It was the guy who would be... He would be in Live Free or Die Hard, and I think he was the bad guy in the Schwarzenegger film Collateral Damage. Cliff Robertson is a different actor. It'd be easier just to do this. Fuck it. So the mercenaries, you have Wes Studi, you have Cliff Curtis, which, yes, he was in Collateral Damage with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was also in Virus with Jamie Lee Curtis. And weirdly enough, he was in 67 Nights with Harrison Ford in 98. But yeah, he was the bad guy in that. You had Jason Fleming, which I remember him. He had a bit role, and I believe it was Transporter 2. There was a scene where he had some vial that Jason Statham needed, and Jason Statham killed his ass for it. And he was also in... There was another movie he was in I remember him from. Oh, he was Azazel in X-Men First Class, that's right. And he's been in some other bigger movies, like that one Hannah, or The Social Network. And yeah, Trevor Goddard. Djimon Hounsou, way back when, he was in Amistad, and he's done films like Gladiator, Blood Diamond. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy and Furious 7. So a few recognizable people. And yeah, they're bringing them to this cruise ship, and it cuts to the cruise ship, the Argonautica, where there's parties. Famke Janssen, this is before she would be Jean Grey in those X-Men films. I liked her. I think they had hired another woman before that. I forgot her name. I think she was the woman in Mallrats. I keep thinking of the one who was the girlfriend of. I forgot. Now I forgot his name. Not Jason Lee, the other guy. TS, the TS character. Jason London or Jeremy London. I'm forgetting fucking names now. Shit. I know it's late now. Anyway, some other girl wanted it. She fucking bitched about it, and they fired her ass, and they got Famke Janssen. And I like Famke Janssen more. I thought she did good. She did a good job in this as a thief, and they find her. They put her in the hole, or more like the freezer. And they get to before they get to the cruise ship gets attacked. And by the time these guys get to the cruise ship, the mercenaries and Troy Williams and Kevin J. O'Connor driving them on the boat, no one's there. There's blood everywhere, but no one's on the cruise ship, and they're wondering what the hell happened. And I think what makes the film fun, it's just a simple, straightforward guys with guns on a cruise ship, and there's some big ass sea monsters, R-rated, trying to kill your ass, ready to eat you and drain you of your liquid, so that all that's left is a mucus-filled, bloody husk of a skeleton. Which there's a scene where there's a whole hallway filled with bloody chunks of people, which you would not see in a big-budget movie nowadays, sadly enough. Truett Williams is a great hero in the film, really underrated character. He's a badass. When his buddy Kevin J. O'Connor finds the Mercs have some this stuff for their mission, these bombs, which will be later used at the end of the film. Truett Williams come down, he has this bolt gun and shoots it at them to scare them off. Okay, for the hearing impaired, hits one in the face and has one against Cliff Curtis's face. And he goes, this could be messy. Just Truett Williams being a badass. Everybody okay? Anybody don't shoot anybody? Just Truett Williams is a... It's sad he didn't get many roles because this film bombed. The substitute sequels are cool. I just wish they had more of a budget. But Truett Williams did do a great job in this. It's sad, again, he didn't really get much roles like this. And even when I love when they do this in films too, when they create a new gun, a new weapon for a film, or they have a weapon you haven't really seen before. They did this quite a bit in the 80s, like Cobra's gun, the Jatomatic in Stallone's film, or like Robocop's gun, or in this one it's like a triple pulse assault rifle. It's got like a little turret. You know, which is great. So you get a lot of gunfire against these creatures, which is what I want in a movie like this. And it starts off a little bit slow, but I thought it does a good build up. And just even before the shit really hits the fan, some nice scenes. Like when the cruise ship is being attacked, there's this poor girl who hides in a bathroom, and she gets sucked down the toilet, and you have blood splatter on the mirror. It's a hell of a way to go, poor lady. The ghoulies didn't get her, but you know, this thing just pulled her right down. Or when before they get to the cruise ship, they realize there's a speedboat in front of them and they can't stop, so they go right through the speedboat and get some nice pyrotechnics. And like I said, they get there, it's empty. I vote we leave. You know, how about we leave? And they don't want to listen to Truett Williams and Kevin J. O'Connor. And they even do a little nod to Star Wars, because Truett Williams, what's the line they say in Star Wars a lot? I've got a really bad feeling about this. So Tree Williams says that. And then you got a lot of blood. And it does have a good sense of humor, and I think the sense of humor fits with the tone of the film. It's meant for fun. It's a popcorn movie. It's not meant to be pretentious. I mean, the bad guys, they've never used these guns before. They shoot while being spooked. And they go, whoa, this is cool. And then they continue shooting. And Tree Williams like, wait, wait, wait. Shh. Or like when Trevor Goddard goes up to Joe Connor and he goes, I don't like you. And Joe Connor goes, but you don't even know me. And some of the mercenaries get killed one by one. One, Trevor Goddard gets bashed through the pipes and blood splatters on the pipes. Cliff Kurtz gets dragged around and he gets bashed over the pipes and killed. And Tree Williams gets his gun and fires. And this reminded me of another favorite of mine, Tremors, which is a good thing. And that's a good movie to measure it against. Like Tremors, but on a cruise ship and with, more guns. Because that was a film that was a creature feature and had likable characters, had some fun humor, but it still had a horror tone as well. And the humor fit with the film. And the reason it reminded me of Tremors in this one scene is the two characters running down and the rails on the ground start popping up as if something's under it trying to go after them. That remind me of Tremors when Fred Ward, Kevin Bacon, and the girl are running and all the rails underneath the floorboards are popping up as the grab boy's chasing after them. And pretty much the terrorists meet up. Wes Studi and his guys, they find some survivors. One of them is the captain, and later on we find out he was the inside guy that fucked over the ship to make it stop, which unbeknownst to him then became easy prey for these creatures to kill everybody. And that's where Famke Janssen's at. And pretty much they go through and it's gone with its build-up. Now it's just a very fun, fast-paced, popcorn, exciting time at the movies. And just a lot of memorable scenes. There's a scene where, they get in an elevator and it's shaking, and like, what the hell is that? And you hear music, and Jerry O'Connor goes, "Girl from Ipanema," and it fucking crashes down and drops him into this hallway of death. As I talk, because that's to say where you get all these bloody, goopy corpses. Definitely R-rated, and the walls are caving in and pulsing out. All done practical, very well done. And Treat Williams and them are shooting at it, and they escape, and they try to figure out what the hell they're supposed to do. And throughout the film, it's chasing after them. They're firing at the creature, and when the creature gets hit, splatters. Even pukes up one guy that we've seen before, and the guy's like half his face is gone, and I thought it looked pretty cool. And they shoot the shit out of the thing. True Williams and Famke Janssen have some nice chemistry. I mean, she goes, "Give me to my boat. You can have whatever you want. Whatever I want." Yeah, fine. And she's thinking, of course, he's going to want a BJ or, get some of that ice. But he's like, "Hey, think you can get me a cold beer?" Sure shows that he's a good guy down, underneath. And Famke saves him from one of these tendrils of these creatures. One poor guy gets pulled down. And once again, it reminds me of Tremors, because when Victor Wand gets pulled in, you see like his leg's been popped up abnormally. Same thing here, where the guy just pulled down these rails and you see the leg like pop up like this and just go through. So there's some elements, weirdly enough, there's one or two or maybe three instances that remind me of Tremors. Even by the end, when it's like two guys, one girl, like Fred Ward, Kevin Bacon, and I cannot believe I forgot her name. Damn it! I liked her in Tremors. I forgot her damn name. Like, part of me wonders if Stephen Sommers saw Tremors, a little bit inspired by it. Maybe not, but that makes sense because Tremors is one of my favorite films. Tremors 1 and 2, and this is also a favorite of mine. Just has that same feel, that same. It's a B movie tribute given an A level production. It's not cheap. The creatures. Yeah, this one is more CGI. Like Tremors, the original, is much more practical. This is more CGI, but I thought I could handle this CG because it was 1998. At the time, yeah, they couldn't do some of that stuff practical, especially by the end. And I can deal with it. I don't know why. I can deal with it. It could look better. I'm not saying it looks perfect or anything. But considering the CGI I've seen in the past 5 years, yeah, I can handle it. Plus, I think I'm having fun with the movie itself that I can forgive that. I can. And throughout the film, like they do a scene which was done a hell lot better here than it was in Alien Resurrection, where they have to go under the water and go through this little thing. And granted, it's much shorter than Alien Resurrection, but Alien Resurrection sucks as a movie, so that's why I say it was done better. Just Deep Rising is just a better movie. And I thought Kevin J. O'Connor, some people were annoyed by him, thought he was irritating. I thought he worked for the film well. He was the comic relief. He was never annoying me. I liked a lot of his dialogue. Like he asked Famke Janssen, "Can you just get asthma?" And I thought Stephen Sommers handled the action well. I'm guessing this movie got him the job of the Mummy. I'm sure someone saw this and like, okay, let's give him this big budget Mummy movie. I mean, even when the creature's coming down this hall and the door gets blasted open and goes right past the actors. Like, the door getting blasted open, that's done practically. So there's a mix of practical stuff, physical stuff being done, as well as the CG creature. And let me put it this way, like Virus, sadly Virus, that has more practical effects, and the movie sucks. So that's the thing, like, yeah, it would be nice to see more practical effects, but I still like the creature. I remember hearing someone say that the designs were from Rob Bottin. I could be wrong, but I thought I remember hearing that the designs of the creature in this from Rob Bottin. I like the design look of the creature. And yeah, I mean, the CGI, to me, for 1998, I can deal with. If it came out in 2018 or came out this year, had the same CGI, I'd probably be a little bit more. Well, I know I would be more because it's almost 30 years and it's gone a long way. And there has been good instances of CGI and stuff. People can hate Gravity all they want, but to me, that's damn good CG work in that movie. And, some of the stuff they've done in these outer space movies like Interstellar or The Martian, or as for creature-wise, I don't know. They don't make R-rated creature feature movies anymore. They don't do that. But I mean, I can handle it. And I keep mentioning that because I know that's one thing that people uh, get mad at this movie for, but I can deal with it. And another scene I remember is when the characters come across this big, huge, sort of the bowels of the ship, were just everywhere, bones and bloody remains. It reminded me a little bit of Stephen King's Graveyard Shift, where David Andrews and them come across and the girl, they come across all of these bones of dead people there. So maybe that's another reason why I like it. It reminds me of other films I enjoy. Like I love Stephen King's Graveyard Shift and Tremors, both 1990. And like Graveyard Shift, much more of a serious film, but there's still some nice humor moments. Stephen Mott, is die Mustache. Yeah. If you see the Graveyard Shift, you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, nice gunplay. I think it's a fun creature, some likable characters, some nice little moments. Uh, Kevin J. O'Connor gets shot by Wes Studi and left for dead. And later finds Wes Studi being slowly eaten, or I guess in a way drank, because that's what they do. They get you and they drink you, which I like that idea. That little twist on it. And the guy gives him the gun, but then Wes Studi stupidly wastes it trying to shoot him. Tries to shoot himself, he can, so now he's going to be drank slowly. Sorry about that, I got a little bit of the hiccups before I did this video. And you have a fun finale. The asshole captain who is fucking with stuff. You know, he's trying to shoot Famke Janssen. You have a nice scene where she dives and the flare barely misses her. Some nice action shots. Treat Williams scares him off, and the guy stupidly tries to jump onto Treat Williams' boat and breaks his leg. And then he's there, and pretty much Treat Williams' plan is to get the boat and get the torpedoes that were on there and slam it right into the big ship and blow up the big cruise liner ship because he can't fix his boat to escape. And at this point, he thinks David Joe O'Connor's been killed. And yet, such a great scene where Treat Williams and Famke Janssen are in this big, I don't know what, sort of the main room that we saw earlier where there was roulette tables and the big old parties were at. And again, the entire set is shifting. Big pieces of the physical set are shifting back and forth. And that makes the scene much more memorable to me, to have physical stuff in there as well as have the set be physical. Okay, the creature, if you gotta make it CGI, at least have the stuff moving and explosions be practical. That helps. And just some badass stuff. He gets grabbed, looks the creature wide in the eye, and I like that the eyeball of the creature is like filled with liquid. And Treat Williams grabs his, what are you looking at? Grabs his shotgun, blows up the eyeball, fucks up the creature, just shooting the shit out of the tendrils, gets on this jet ski, and it's just an exciting chase throughout the cruise ship liner. They're on a time crunch before the whole place gets exploded, and just jesty fun, shotgunning the creature behind them, shotgunning to open elevator doors, and very well shot. They go out and big old fireballs and big explosion of the ship. I'm guessing they used a model of a ship. I'm guessing they didn't just blow up a real cruise ship. So good model work, if that's the case. I wish there was some making of material of this. I would love to hear more making of this film, but there's none out there, which is sad. And there'll never be a special edition of this, let's face it. I would love to hear Stephen Sommers' thoughts on it, Treat Williams' thoughts on it. Who knows, maybe they don't like the film. More than likely. That's just how it goes. Kentucky Container left a nice comment. I forget which video it was. I think it was Road Games or something, where he talks about how some actors, they're proud, like actors and directors, they can be proud of the pretentious shit that no one likes and gives a shit about, but yet they'll hate the stuff that the public actually likes. And sometimes that feels like the case. Like, for example, I was going to watch Alien Nation the other day and was looking up some interviews, and apparently James Caan doesn't like Alien Nation, which is too bad because I think that's one of his best movies. I don't know, it just seems like that. So I don't know, maybe Treat Williams doesn't care for it, but I would at least take the chance to ask them. And you let them know, hey, a lot of people, well, who knows a lot of people? I know me, my friend Effrey, and my friend Mike, we three really enjoy the movie. And we love your role in the movie. And it's an exciting finale, and they get to this island, and Kevin J. O'Connor survived, and it's the three of them on this island. And my gripe with the film is it has a sequel bait ending where they're on an island, and it looks like there's something, some creature in the distance. And, what happened next? And there was no sequel. I hate when they do that. I hate when they leave a sequel bait ending. Don't do that. There's no need to do that. Just makes me pissed there's not a Deep Rising 2. And that sucks. I wish there was a Deep Rising 2. I would rather see a Deep Rising 2 than The Mummy Returns. Or The Mummy 3, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, whatever the fuck it was called, with Jet Li. I'd rather see sequels to Deep Rising than The Mummy. But The Mummy was a hit, and this film flopped. And think about it, Brendan Fraser was not a big action star. But they got a summer release, and, The Mummy does have more of a name than Deep Rising. And given a January release didn't help. So, and I like The Mummy. I like the first Mummy. I actually do. But this is my favorite Stephen Sommers film. It's just a fun popcorn movie. Plenty of gunplay. I like Tree Williams doing sort of his version of Han Solo. Famke Janssen, I thought, played her role just fine. Karen J. O'Connor, I thought he was pretty funny. I did not find him annoying. I like the creature look of it, like the design. Yeah, the CGI could it have been better? Yes. Yes. I'm not going to say they're perfect. Not by a long shot. But at the same time, I don't know. Watching it again, and I will admit, I watched it on a Blu-ray. It looked fine on the Blu-ray. It looked perfectly fine for 1998. And even for a film that's, again, almost 30 years old. Holy shit. Because, yeah, and it's 2016, 2 more years, it will be 30 years old. A 30-year-old film, CGI could look a lot worse, to be honest. I could deal with it. And yeah, I never got bored. It's a very entertaining ride of a film. And, did not do well critically, did not do well commercially, and that's sad. And I miss R-rated creature features like this that had a budget behind it. And again, I see the budget on the screen. Now, if you're wondering, I'm looking to see. It's a 6.0 on IMDb. I think it could be higher than that. But I know I'm not the only one who likes this film. Den of Deek, they did the top 25 underappreciated films in 1998. And Deep Rising was on there, so that was cool. 10 underrated creature features you need to see from Bloody Disgusting. And I think Deep Rising's on there. That's pretty cool. If you type in Deep Rising underrated, there's a few others that have admitted it's an underrated movie. Doesn't get a lot of reviews on YouTube, unfortunately. And if they do, a lot of them just make fun of it. But yeah, I find it to be a fun, a popcorn movie you don't see nowadays. Either they want to be pretentious, or they don't want to be R-rated, or they don't want to take the chance. And it's because these films bomb. The Relic, I love The Relic, but it bombed. Even Tremors, when it came out initially, didn't do well, except maybe on VHS. Deep Blue Sea didn't do fantastic. I'm sure it did well enough overseas, but if it was lucky, it made back its budget when it was released in the US. So that's the thing. These R-rated creature features that I love, they don't do well. It sucks. Hey, what you don't do? You have some fun gore effects. You have some bloody, goopy bodies and corpses. You have a fun creature, fun lead, likable cast, and just a fast-paced action horror R-rated popcorn movie. I know I repeat like 10 times, but I miss that. I miss that. And yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to see that anymore. I mean, I know they're doing a Jason Statham film called Meg, like a big shark movie, but I don't know. I don't know. I just it's hard to trust movies nowadays. But either way, that's my thoughts, my revisiting of Deep Rising. Oh yeah, The Store by Jerry Goldsmith. Not my favorite Jerry Goldsmith store. I think it's a little bit underwhelming compared to his other stores like Leviathan, Runaway, of course, the classics he's done. But I mean, listen, watching again, I could deal with it. I think it does fit the film for what it's supposed to be. I don't think it's a bad store. I just find it a little bit underwhelming. But listening to it while watching the film again, it wasn't as bad as I remember. It's an okay story. It fits the film for what it needs to be. It's just not a score that I would listen to by itself. I had to listen to the score to Leviathan or, you know, God, why am I? God, what is me drawing a blank in this fucking video? Whether it be Alien, whether it be Star Trek the motion picture, whether it be even stuff like Outland, like I said, Runaway, King Solomon's Mines. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.